Yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clock Master. Today, we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review for the first 4 episodes of Moon Knight. Moon Knight premieres tomorrow, March 30th, and the embargo is finally lifted, so I'm super excited to talk to you guys about my thoughts on Moon Knight. I couldn't really share too much in the video I posted last week, just only that I did see them. I see the episodes, and man, do I have a lot to talk about today. If you guys are new here, reactions were filmed for the episodes, so please make sure to subscribe so you guys can see the reactions to the episodes as well. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Moon Knight. Stephen Grant, he discovers he has dissociative identity disorder and shares a body with mercenary Mark Spector. As Stephen and Mark's enemies converge upon them, they must navigate their complex identities while thrust into a deadly mystery among the powerful gods of Egypt. Now, I actually have read quite a couple Moon Knight comic books. I'm not super knowledgeable in all of his stories, but I have read a lot of the beginning stuff, some stuff in the middle there, some of the Bendis stuff in between there. So I do have some experience with Moon Knight in the comic books. And just on that alone, guys, I can say personally that I am satisfied with what we were able to see in this show. Honestly, this show is completely a genre-bending show. It's genre-bending in tone, the overall presence of the show itself is vastly different from all of the MCU projects that we've seen from Disney Plus so far. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think Moon Knight has like a 16+ rating on Disney Plus right now because there's parental controls, right? Like, the tone, it's a lot darker, guys. And I feel like for a character like Moon Knight, Mark Spector, you need to have that darker tone because you're dealing with things like in the comic books, like Khonshu, right? Like the lunar god, and you're dealing with a lot of more darker themes and stuff when it comes to the mythos of Egyptian gods and goddesses, right? So you're dealing with a lot of crazier stuff. In general, Moon Knight is a very dark character in the comic books, and a lot of people like to compare him to Batman in terms of, like, you know, using the tools and the cape and the fighting style and the brutality of it all. And I can say there's some comparisons to that, but I feel like the darker tone was definitely needed for this show, guys, because look, 4 episodes, I think there's 6 episodes to this series, okay? And I've seen 4 of these, and I can tell you right now, without a doubt, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, well, I would say like my second favorite MCU show right now. Oscar Isaac really kills it, guys. He really dives deep into the role. Especially with the DID stuff, you really get to feel like there's 2 different people that you're seeing. There's a whole bunch of conflict and confusion, and they really tap into a lot of that perspectives without me getting into spoilers, but they really tap into a lot of that perspective. And his acting in those scenes, I mean, top notch. Oscar Isaac has been one of the best actors we've seen recently. He's definitely the top bill. Ethan Hawke as well. His character is surprisingly super interesting. I didn't really know much about his character from the comic books, as if I'm not mistaken, I believe his comic book, Arthur Harrow, his comic book character, was only in the comic books like for one issue, and then like he was gone after that. So they really did some really cool stuff with his character in the show. And the relationship and the contrast, I mean, the background, the way how they actually go into introducing the character, it's very interesting. It's very different from how they've done it with previous Marvel projects. I mean, we're getting a lot of stuff thrown at us, but the way that they execute this information is super unique. It works for this. Now, of course, this is the MCU, so you're gonna have some comedic moments in this, but none of the comedic moments, in my opinion, feels like it's too out there or doesn't complement and contrast with the show. I mean, everything works really well with the overall tone of the show. It doesn't take away from like the really amazing fight choreography that the show has to offer, because they have a lot of really good fight choreography throughout the episodes, and it works so well. The way how they integrate a lot of the Moon Knight scenes is just fantastic. I mean, and the story itself is really interesting. Like, I wasn't super into the idea of a Moon Knight show. Seeing the trailer was super exciting, but really actually watching the show and watching these episodes, man, you guys are not ready, man. There's gonna be a lot of mind-blowing things in this series, and a lot of people are gonna become Moon Knight fans super quick. I can tell you that right now. And for those music fans out there, trust me, man, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing as well. Complements everything within the show. There's a lot of added mystery and just so much adventure within a lot of this. I've seen a lot of people, I've seen some people and heard people comparing this to like an Indiana Jones type story. I wouldn't really, not dare, but I wouldn't go as far as saying that. I mean, there's a lot of elements that give you that nice adventure tone that you would want from a show like this. And it really works for the character, works with the show. It feels like you're unlocking a whole new different side of the MCU, just as if it looks in the trailer. It does not feel, and it's not a bad thing, it doesn't feel like an MCU show, simply because it's more darker in tone, and they take some risks with a lot of things. I mean, it doesn't go full blown as crazy as you would think, but it's definitely I would say a lighter version of what you would see in Daredevil or Luke Cage. I would say maybe a slightly lighter version of what the types of stuff you would see in those shows. And honestly, guys, to wrap this up, man, I'm just gonna say this because anything I feel like, in my opinion, just talking more about that is gonna dive more into spoiler territory. But Moon Knight is just simply amazing. Every single episode, it really holds up. And I had my doubts before watching the episode, but after the first episode, like, I was hooked. Like, after the first episode, I was hooked. I wanted to see more, and fortunately I was able to see more. You know, I haven't seen the last 2 episodes, so I have no idea how the series ends, but seeing four of the 6 episodes gives me a really good understanding of the show, and I can confidently say that Moon Knight is definitely an A. It's amazing, and you guys are going to really enjoy the episodes, man. I can't wait for this episode to drop and everyone to talk about it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching my quick review, spoiler free, for Moon Knight. If you guys are excited for Moon Knight, please let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Looking forward to hear your thoughts and everything like that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Clockmaster